By the fourth day, nobody was asking questions anymore. People were choosing sides. The sun rose again over Bokos, but this time it felt wrong. No children playing, no traders shouting prices, no laughter, only silence and smoke rising from places that used to be homes. Zainab stepped outside slowly. Her eyes scanned the compound. The air smelled of ash. Go back inside, her father said immediately. But Baba, I said go inside. His tone was sharp, not angry, afraid. Zainab hesitated, then obeyed. From the road, voices echoed, low, serious, not normal. Under the same mango tree where men once shared roasted corn, a different meeting was happening. Kabiru stood in front of about 15 young men. Some held sticks, some held cutlasses. All of them held anger. We cannot sit down anymore, Kabiru said firmly. They have already attacked us. They have killed our people. A young man raised his hand. But we are not even sure who started it. Kabiru stepped closer to him. You are still talking like this? His voice dropped. After everything? The young man swallowed. I'm just saying, what if we are being misled? Kabiru turned to the others. You see, this is how weakness starts. He pointed toward the direction of the other community. If we don't act now, they will think we are afraid. Another voice joined. So, what is the plan? Kabiru's eyes hardened. We strike first, before they strike again. Silence. Then slow nods, one by one. Inside the church, the pastor stood again before his people, but this time his voice was heavier. I have heard what is happening, he said slowly. Murmurs filled the room. They are gathering. They are planning. A man stood up. So, what do we do? Just wait for them to attack us? Another shouted. We must defend ourselves. The pastor raised his hand. Listen to me. Silence fell. If we fight blindly, we will destroy ourselves. A woman cried out, but they already started. The pastor's voice softened. Then we must be wiser, not angrier. But outside, fear was louder than wisdom. In Jos, Sadiq sat staring at the new script. His hands refused to move. His chest felt tight. I can't do this, he whispered. His phone rang. He ignored it. It rang again and again. Finally, he picked it up. Sir? The voice on the other end was no longer calm. Why haven't you posted? Sadiq swallowed. Sir, the last one. It caused too much damage. People are dying. Enough, the man cut in sharply. That is not your concern. Sadiq's voice trembled. But it is my content. And you are being paid for it, the man replied coldly. Silence. Then, do you want to return the money? Sadiq froze. Because if you don't post, you will not only return it. The man paused. You will also explain yourself. A chill ran down Sadiq's spine. Sadiq sat in front of his camera. Sweat formed on his forehead. His breathing was uneven. He looked at the script again. This one was different. It didn't just suggest danger, it called for action. His voice came out barely above a whisper. This one will destroy everything. His finger hovered over the record button. He closed his eyes. Then slowly he pressed it. His face appeared on screen. Serious, tense. People of Plateau. He paused, then continued. This is no longer something we can ignore. His tone was heavier. If you don't protect yourselves, nobody will protect you. He swallowed. You know what to do. He ended the video immediately and dropped the phone. Back in Bokos, phones buzzed again. People watched, listened, reacted. Kabiru watched the video with his group. A slow smile spread across his face. You see, he said, even people outside are saying the same thing. One of the young men nodded. It's time. Another gripped his stick tightly. We move today. Inside Zainab's house, her father watched the same video. His face turned pale. This is bad, he whispered. Zainab moved closer. What did he say? Her father looked at her, then at his wife, then back at the phone. They are encouraging people to fight. Zainab's mother gasped. Ya Allah. A loud shout came from outside. They are coming this way. Everything froze. Zainab's heart jumped into her throat. Her father stood up immediately. Pack what you can carry, he said quickly. What? Her mother asked. We are leaving now. Families began to run, carrying children, carrying bags, leaving behind everything else. The village was no longer home. It was danger. Zainab held her mother's hand tightly. Where are we going? She asked, breathless. Anywhere safe, her father replied. Behind them, smoke rose higher, closer. Back in Jos, Sadiq watched the reactions. Videos of people running, crying, shouting. His breathing became heavy. No, no, no. He grabbed his head. I didn't mean this. I didn't mean this. His sister rushed in. Brother, what is happening? He looked at her, tears in his eyes. I think I made a mistake. As night approached again, gunshots echoed faintly in the distance. Not stones, not shouting, gunshots. Zainab froze. Baba, what was that? Her father didn't answer, because now even he was afraid. Far away, Sadiq's phone buzzed again. He looked at the message slowly. Excellent. This is the impact we wanted. Prepare for the final stage. Sadiq dropped the phone. His voice cracked. What have I done? Sometimes, the most dangerous thing is not the weapon. It is the person holding it from far away, invisible, untouched, unseen. The road out of Bokos was filled with people, not travelers, not traders, survivors. Zainab stumbled as she ran, her slippers almost tearing apart. Mama, I'm tired, she cried softly. Her mother pulled her hand. Don't stop, just follow me. Her father turned back, scanning the road behind them. Smoke rose in the distance. Voices echoed faintly, some crying, some shouting. Where are we going? Zainab asked again. Her father exhaled sharply. To Mangu. Maybe we will find help there. Behind them, their home was disappearing. Back in the village, doors hung open, food left on fire, beds untouched. A child's shoe lay in the dust, forgotten or abandoned. What was once life was now silence. In Jos, Sadiq sat in darkness. The room was quiet, but his phone would not stop. Videos, voice notes, images, all from the same place, Bokos. He tapped one, a woman crying uncontrollably. They burned everything, everything, she wailed. Another video, a man shouting, We are not safe. Where are the authorities? Sadiq dropped the phone. His hands shook violently. I can't watch this. But he picked it up again because something inside him needed to see. Sadiq replayed his own video, then another influencer's video, then another. His brows slowly tightened. Why are they all saying the same thing? He whispered. Same words, same tone, same message. He sat up. That's not normal. His mind began to connect things, slowly, dangerously. Sadiq dialed the number. His old friend Tunde, a freelance journalist. The phone rang. Guy, what's up? Tunde answered. Sadiq's voice was low. Tunde, are you seeing what is happening in Plateau? Of course, it's everywhere now. Sadiq hesitated, then said, I think something is wrong. Tunde paused. What do you mean? Sadiq swallowed. These videos, these posts, they look coordinated. Silence. Then Tunde's tone changed. You're just noticing. Sadiq froze. What do you mean? Tunde sighed. My brother, this kind of thing doesn't just happen randomly. Sadiq's heart started beating faster. So you're saying? I'm saying, Tunde cut in, someone is pushing it. Later that night, Sadiq sat with his laptop, sweat forming on his forehead. He opened multiple pages, accounts, posts, timelines. His eyes moved quickly. Same time, same hashtags, same message. He leaned back slowly. This is planned. His breathing became heavier. No, this is not just politics. Then something caught his eye. A payment notification from the same source. Multiple influencers, same sponsor, same campaign tag. Sadiq whispered, I'm not the only one. At a temporary shelter near Mangu, families gathered under makeshift coverings. Zainab sat quietly beside her mother. Her eyes were empty. Where is our house now? She asked softly. Her mother looked away. It's gone. Zainab swallowed. And my school? Her mother didn't answer. Nearby, Sani sat alone, staring into nothing. Zainab walked slowly toward him. Uncle Sani. He didn't respond. She sat beside him. Will we go back home? Sani blinked slowly, then said quietly, Home is not there anymore. Back in Jos, Sadiq stared at a picture. A screenshot someone sent him. It was his video shared on WhatsApp. Underneath it, a caption, This is why we must act now. Sadiq dropped the phone. His voice broke. This is me. This is my voice. His chest tightened. I caused this. His sister walked in again. She looked worried. Brother, you've not eaten since morning. He looked at her. eyes red. What if what I did hurts people? She frowned. What do you mean? Sadiq couldn't answer because the truth was too heavy to say out loud.
Sadiq picked up his phone again, opened the chat with the political team, scrolled up, instructions, scripts, timings, everything aligned perfectly. His breathing slowed, not calm, but cold. This was planned from the beginning, he whispered. They wanted this. The violence, the fear, the chaos, all of it. He closed his eyes, and for the first time, he understood his role. Not just a content creator, not just an influencer, a weapon. His phone buzzed, a new message from the political team. He stared at it for a long time before opening it. You've been quiet. Another message followed. Don't forget your position. Then, we are watching. Sadiq's blood ran cold. He looked around his room slowly, as if someone was already there. Back at the camp, Zainab lay on the ground beside her mother, her voice soft. Mama, why are they fighting us? Her mother pulled her close. They are not fighting us. Zainab looked up. Then who are they fighting? Her mother's voice broke. They don't even know. Far away in Jos, Sadiq sat in complete silence, his phone in his hand, the truth in his head, and fear in his chest. He whispered slowly, if I expose this, they will come for me. He looked at the door, then at the window, then back at the phone. Another message came in. Final phase loading. Sadiq closed his eyes, and for the first time, he realized this story was far from over. There is something more dangerous than a man with a weapon, a man who controls others from the shadows, a man you cannot see, a man you cannot fight, a man who never gets his hands dirty. Jos was calm, too calm. Cars moved normally, people bought food, laughter echoed from roadside joints. Life looked untouched. But inside a small room, Sadiq sat still, watching, thinking, breaking. His phone lay on the bed beside him, silent for now, but heavy, like it was watching him back. Sadiq picked up his phone slowly. His hands were no longer shaking. They were steady, not from peace, from decision. He dialed Tunde again. Tunde? Yeah, I'm here, Tunde replied quickly. You sound different. What's going on? Sadiq swallowed. I need to see you. This is not phone talk. Tunde's tone changed immediately. Where are you? A quiet bar at the edge of town. Dim light, low music, few people. Sadiq sat in a corner, cap pulled low. His eyes scanned the room constantly. Tunde arrived minutes later. He sat down. Guy, you look like someone that hasn't slept in days. Sadiq didn't smile. I think I'm in trouble. Tunde leaned forward. What did you do? Silence. Then Sadiq spoke quietly. I posted those videos. Tunde froze. What videos? Sadiq looked him straight in the eye. The ones about Bokos. Tunde leaned back slowly. His face changed. You're joking. Sadiq shook his head. No. Tunde's voice dropped. Do you understand what is happening there? Sadiq nodded slowly. I didn't at first. His voice broke slightly. But now I do. Sadiq pulled out his phone, opened the chats, showed Tunde. Messages, instructions, payments, scripts. Tunde's eyes moved quickly, then stopped, then widened. This is organized, he whispered. Sadiq nodded.
It's not just me. There are many of us. Tunde looked up. Who is behind this? Sadiq shook his head. I don't know the main person, only the handler. Tunde exhaled slowly. This is big. He looked around the room, lowered his voice. Very big. Tunde leaned closer. Listen to me carefully, he said. This is not just about election content. Sadiq frowned. Then what is it? Tunde spoke slowly. Control. Silence. Control of votes. Control of narrative. Control of fear. Sadiq's chest tightened. So they created this just to win? Tunde shook his head. Not just to win. He paused. To dominate. That word sat heavily between them. Sadiq's phone buzzed suddenly. Both men froze. He looked at the screen. Unknown number. He didn't answer. The phone stopped, then buzzed again. Same number. Tunde whispered, Pick it. Sadiq hesitated, then answered slowly. Hello? A different voice this time. Not the usual handler. Deeper. Colder. We need to talk. Sadiq's throat went dry. Who is this? A short pause. Someone who knows what you are doing. Sadiq glanced at Tunde. We can meet, the voice continued, or we can come to you. The line went dead. Sadiq lowered the phone slowly. Tunde leaned forward. What did he say? Sadiq's voice was barely audible. They know. Silence. Tunde looked around quickly. We need to leave. Now. They stood up immediately. No more discussion. No more delay.
At the temporary camp, rain began to fall. Soft at first, then heavier. Water leaked through the makeshift shelter. Zainab curled beside her mother, cold, hungry. Mama, I'm scared, she whispered. Her mother held her tighter. I know. Nearby, Sani stood outside in the rain, staring into the darkness, as if expecting something or someone. Back in his room later that night, Sadiq locked the door, checked the windows, closed the curtains. He sat on the floor, his phone in his hand. He opened the chat again, then another. His eyes moved faster now, focused, sharp. Then he stopped. One message, one name attached to a payment. Not the handler, someone higher, a political figure. Sadiq's breathing slowed. No way. He zoomed in, read it again. His voice dropped to a whisper. This person. He leaned back slowly. This person is behind everything. Sadiq stood up, pacing, thinking, if I keep quiet, more people will die. He stopped. But if I talk, he looked at the door, remembered the voice on the phone. They will come for me. His chest rose and fell heavily. Then he said it out loud. I have to expose this. As he picked up his phone, ready to act, a sudden sound came from outside. Footsteps, slow, deliberate. Sadiq froze. Another sound, knock. Once, soft. Then again, knock, knock. His heart began to pound. A voice followed. Calm, cold. We know you are inside. Sadiq didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't speak. Then the voice came again, slightly louder this time. Open the door. Fear has a sound. It is not loud. It is not violent. It is quiet, like a heartbeat you can suddenly hear inside your ears. And right now, Sadiq could hear his. Knock, knock. The sound echoed through the small room. Sadiq stood frozen, his eyes fixed on the door, his breath shallow. The voice came again. Open the door. Calm, controlled, dangerous. Sadiq didn't move. Another knock, harder this time. Bang. We don't have time for this. Sadiq swallowed. His mind raced. If I open, what happens? If I don't, what happens? His phone vibrated in his hand. Tunde, he answered quietly. They are here, he whispered. What? Tunde's voice came sharp. How many? I don't know. Tunde spoke fast. Listen to me. Don't open that door. Another loud bang shook the room. Bang! Open the door! Sadiq flinched. Tunde's voice cut through. Back window, now! Sadiq turned slowly. The small window behind him, half broken, barely big enough. Another bang at the door, wood cracking slightly. Bang! He rushed to the window, hands shaking as he tried to push it open. It resisted. Come on, he muttered desperately. Another hit at the door. Crack! They are breaking in, he whispered. Move! Tunde shouted through the phone. With one final push, the window gave way. Sadiq climbed through, scraping his arm. He landed awkwardly outside. Pain shot through his leg, but he didn't stop. He ran. Behind him, the door finally gave way. Crash! Voices. He's not here! Check the back! Footsteps. Fast. Closing. Sadiq ran through the narrow alley, his chest burning, his heart pounding. Where do I go? He whispered. His phone was still in his hand. Tunde, I'm sending you a location, Tunde said quickly. Don't stop moving. Sadiq turned a corner, then another. His legs screamed in pain, but fear pushed him forward. Minutes later, Sadiq jumped into the back seat of a moving car. Tunde was behind the wheel. Drive! Sadiq gasped. I already am, Tunde replied. They sped off into the night, both breathing heavily. Silence filled the car for a few seconds. Then Tunde spoke. You've crossed the line now. Sadiq stared ahead. I think I crossed it a long time ago. Inside the moving car, Sadiq held his phone tightly. This is everything, he said. Messages, payments, names. Tunde nodded. Good, because if you lose that, we have nothing. Sadiq looked at him. What do we do now? Tunde's voice was firm. We expose them. Sadiq hesitated. They will come after us. Tunde didn't flinch. They already are. At the camp, the rain had stopped, but the cold remained. Zainab sat quietly, watching other children, some crying, some silent. A boy nearby stared into space, his face blank. Zainab moved closer. What is your name? She asked softly. The boy didn't respond. She tried again. My name is Zainab. Still nothing. An older woman leaned over. He lost his parents, she said quietly. Zainab froze. Her chest tightened. She looked at the boy again, then whispered, I'm sorry. But the boy didn't even blink. Back in the car, Sadiq stared at his phone again, at the evidence, at the truth. Then he said slowly, I will go live. Tunde glanced at him. Are you sure? Sadiq nodded. This is the only way. His voice hardened. If I die, at least the truth will be out. Tunde tightened his grip on the steering wheel. Then we do it properly. They parked in a quiet area, low network traffic, less attention. Tunde set up a small recording device.
Back up, he said, in case your life gets caught. Sadiq nodded. His hands were steady now, not from calm, from acceptance. He opened his social media app. His followers were already active, waiting, watching. He took a deep breath. Once I start, there's no going back, he said. Tunde looked at him. There was no going back the moment you ran. Sadiq pressed go live. The screen lit up. Viewers joined instantly. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. His face appeared. Serious, tired, real. Good evening. He paused. This is not content. The comments started flooding. What's happening? Talk. Are you okay? Sadiq continued. This is the truth. He held up his phone, showing messages, payments, names. These posts, the ones that caused the violence. His voice shook slightly. I was paid to create them. The comments exploded. What? No way! Explain! Sadiq swallowed. This was planned. The anger, the fear, the conflict. He looked straight into the camera. It was created. Suddenly, the signal flickered. Tunde looked up. That's not normal. Sadiq continued speaking. They used religion to divide us. The screen glitched again. Voices in the background, distant but getting closer. Tunde's eyes widened. They found us. Sadiq didn't stop. If anything happens to me, loud bang. A car door slammed outside. Footsteps, fast, multiple. Tunde whispered sharply. They are here. Sadiq looked at the camera one last time. Don't believe everything you see online.
The screen shook violently. Voices shouted, Open the door! Another bang, closer this time. The live feed distorted. Sadiq's face froze on screen. Then black. When truth fights power, it doesn't always win. Sometimes it survives. Broken, wounded, but alive enough to be heard. The live feed ended, just like that. Across thousands of phones, silence, confusion, shock. Network error. That live just ended. What happened? But in that short moment, enough had been seen, enough had been heard. The door burst open. Men rushed in, rough, fast. Sadiq didn't resist. He couldn't. One of them grabbed his phone. Another pulled him out. Tunde tried to intervene. Hey, leave him. A blow landed, hard. Tunde fell back. Stay out of this, one of the men barked. Sadiq struggled slightly. People already saw it, he shouted. You're too late. One of the men leaned close to his face. Cold eyes. You think this ends with one video? Sadiq stared back, breathing hard. No, he said quietly. It starts with it. For a brief moment, the man hesitated. Then, take him. Across Nigeria, people replayed the short clip again and again and again. Screen recordings, downloads, shares, WhatsApp groups, Twitter threads. What is this? Is this real? They are saying it was planned. This is serious. The truth had been cut short, but it had already escaped. At the camp near Mangru, a small group gathered around a phone, watching, listening. Zainab stood close, her eyes focused. Sadiq's voice played. This was planned. They used religion. The video ended abruptly.
Silence. Sani spoke first. What is he saying? An older man shook his head slowly. He's saying, we were used. Zainab looked up. Used? How? The man sighed deeply. To fight each other for someone else's gain. That truth sat heavily, uncomfortable, painful, real. A dark room, no windows, only a single light bulb hanging above. Sadiq sat on a chair, hands tied, face bruised, but eyes still alive. A man stood in front of him, well-dressed, calm, powerful, not the handler, higher. You are brave, the man said quietly. Sadiq didn't respond. You exposed something you don't fully understand. Sadiq's voice came out dry. I understand enough. The man tilted his head slightly. Oh? Sadiq lifted his gaze. You created this, all of it. Silence. Then the man smiled faintly. Created, he said. No. He stepped closer. We guided it. Sadiq clenched his jaw. People died. The man shrugged slightly. People always die during change. That sentence hit like a hammer. Sadiq's voice cracked with anger. They trusted what they saw. And they chose how to react, the man replied calmly. Sadiq shook his head. No, you pushed them. The man leaned in slightly. And you helped. Silence, heavy, painful, true. The man stepped back. You have two options, he said. Sadiq looked at him. Stay quiet, and this ends here. Pause. Or continue and disappear. The room went still. Sadiq's heart pounded, but his voice was steady. People already saw it. The man nodded slowly. Yes, a small part. He walked closer again. We can fix that. Sadiq frowned. How? The man smiled. We control what people continue to believe. Sadiq stared at him, then said quietly, Not anymore. Back outside, Tunde sat with a swollen face, laptop open, fingers moving fast, uploading backup footage, sending files, contacting media houses. You won't silence this, he muttered. Not this time. The video spread further, clearer, longer, stronger. News platforms began picking it up. This is bigger than one man. Days later, the tension in Bokkos began to change. Not gone, but different. People started asking questions, not shouting, not attacking, asking. Kabiru stood quietly this time, watching a video on someone's phone. His jaw tightened. So, this was all planned. No one answered, because Best or her mother beside her mother again, her voice soft. Mama? Yes? Those people we were running from, she paused. They were also running from us. Her mother closed her eyes. A tear rolled down slowly. Yes. Zainab swallowed. Then why were we favor? Her mother pulled her close. Because someone wanted us to.
The room was empty. The chair, still there. The light, still on. But Sadiq, gone. No trace, no confirmation, only questions. Weeks later, the village slowly began to breathe again. Not healed, but alive.
People returned cautiously, rebuilding, looking at each other differently, carefully, thoughtfully. Far away, a phone screen lit up. A new video, unknown account, no face, just a voice. Calm, familiar. If you are watching this, it means I was right. Don't let them divide you again. The video cut. The real danger was never the people beside you. It was the voice you trusted without question.